10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestle Talk Podcast, episode 534. Now, guys, this episode is titled Fallout. If you have not seen it, phenomenal Fallout, by the way. Tons of stuff happening in the wrestling world right this minute. A lot of fallout from different things going on. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on the host, my co-host here, Mr. Nightmare Jones.
It's me.
Jones,
what's up?
About it now.
How you doing?
What do you think about the title here? It's called Fallout, so it's kind of fitting for this week's wrestling events.
It is. It absolutely is. You got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about tonight. A lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we have, without further ado, we're going to have to bring up, as always, our sponsors here. We can't start the show without them. Well, let me pull up our sponsors here. All right. So, you want to read them out for us?
Sure. The Wrestle Talk Podcast would like to thank all of our great sponsors: Retro Zone, Painter's Dreams Productions, the Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame, Doomed Outfitters, World Domination Wrestling Alliance, and of course, the FWWC, the world's premier fantasy wrestling group.
That's right. And without the sponsors, we cannot make this happen. So, guys, thank y'all very much. We got a shout out to y'all, even though we don't like half of y'all just playing. All right. So, with everything happening in the wrestling world, we had the Royal Rumble just happen. We had people jumping ship from WWE to AEW, from AEW to, or from WWE to AEW, AEW to WWE, all sorts of moving around. We got contracts expiring. We have people debuting, and people that didn't debut that we thought would. Mm-hmm. So, man, it's been a mess. So I'm all into having like surprise entries and stuff like that with the Royal Rumble. We'll go ahead and jump on that. But I was a little disappointed with the Royal Rumble this year. I got to admit, I honestly expected more surprise entries. Triple H for the and I like Triple H. I'm a huge Triple H fan, but for the past couple of weeks, everything out of his mouth has been, "Oh, we're going to have a great surprise. We're going to have this. We're going to have that." And it's been falling flat. Gotta admit, it's been falling flat. I've been expecting way more of a entry surprise. You know, I thought there was going to be major names coming back. For one, everybody thought Jericho was coming back. We really did. On top of that, we thought there was going to be just more people. You know, well, we'll get further into that later on. But yeah, I honestly, from my standpoint, I was a little disappointed. I think that Triple H need to step it up just a hair.
I thought that the Royal Rumble was okay. The Women's Rumble was I felt was a lot better than the Men's Rumble. We did get a returning Brie Bella. A lot of people thought that Bianca Belair was going to come back.
That's who I was wanting. I really would.
That obviously did not happen, and Liv Morgan ended up winning the Royal Rumble, and I think that was the best choice for her, because now she's going to go against Stephanie Valcour, and so now we have to wonder who Jade Cargill is going to go up against, which a lot of people are saying that it's going to be Bianca Belair, which I think that would be a phenomenal match in the first place.
Should have been called the Royal Fumble or the Royal Scrumble. I kind of have to agree. Like it really just did not live up to the hype of Triple H. And he's done that for the past couple of shows. This show is going to be groundbreaking, a lot of surprises. It's going to be changing the atmosphere. No, it's really not though. So I don't know if he's dropping the ball. I don't know if he's being told to say this nonsense, but it ain't working out for him. But we cannot go any further without saluting this great country with the greatest national anthem ever. So if everybody's ready, take your hats off, bow your heads, people, and let's get ready to hear the national anthem. Man, that gets to me every time. It really spots.
I missed the call, Lewis.
I'm telling you, we've got to tune in and try to see if we can get some Hendrix, man. I'm telling you, nothing Jimi Hendrix Woodstock playing national anthem. That to me would hands down be the greatest version ever. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get somebody else's opinion. I know he's back there waiting. Let's just throw him out here real quick.
You put me on the spot when I'm at my buddy's house. Are you kidding me?
Brought up the Royal Rumble. So what do you think?
What, you're asking my opinion on the event?
Oh yeah, and the national anthem. Because I'm a Jimi Hendrix fan. So what you think?
I mean, you can't ever go wrong with Jimi Hendrix, dude.
Yeah,
I mean that's I feel like that's the answer to world peace. Realistically,
yeah, absolutely.
No. As far as the event goes, I actually have to go out of my way to watch some of the matches. That should tell you everything about my opinion about WWE these past couple weeks, guys. It's not necessarily Snoozeville, but I haven't been paying attention.
I have gotten more enjoyment, and I'm not knocking indie shows. By no means do I mean this in the wrong kind of way. I've got more enjoyment and more out of the storyline going to some of my indie shows here recently than I have watching something that's getting paid millions. And that's what's really bothering me. And I think that's with all the products here lately. Outside of maybe, I got to admit, NWA. If y'all have not caught up on NWA, I couldn't tell you a lot about the storylines because I hadn't really got further into it like I used to. But I'm flipping over there watching it. So if you can catch some of the NWA, that's what you need to watch.
I'll be honest. I'm trying to get into Ring of Honor more than anything. But AEW has definitely slowly worked me back over to their product. And it's... No, and then the thing is, here's my argument for it, right? Is because currently, I think we can all agree from a ticket perspective, AEW is the better product as a result. Because think about how expensive those WrestleMania tickets got for what the event was. True. They are treating professional wrestling like it's, and I'm not saying it doesn't deserve this, but they're trying to treat it like a major boxing event. Only the most rich people get to go. And I'm like, that's not where the wrestling fan is, especially now in 2026, dude. We have so many families. It's like getting a crowd via the tickets that you can get is the best thing ever. It's in AEW's favor right now. But that's just where I stand on it.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy some of their product. I still think some of their storylines is late 2000s WCW reject type stuff, but I mean at the same time, hit and miss.
Exactly. I think that's why I like it though, is because it's a snack bag. Yeah. I don't want my wrestling to be perfect. I want it to be varied. Yeah, and I feel like we get that with things like AEW, and we certainly get that with MLW, but that's for later in the program.
That's later in the program.
Yours truly was reporting there live.
Oh yeah, I think if you have a good balance of product as far as the putting on the actual match itself, that alone can tell way better of a story than you can on the mic in a lot of ways. And I think in a small way, and I have to give them credit, God, please shoot me for this one, but AEW in a way puts on a lot more of a story in the ring here lately than WWE. WWE is a lot more flashy when it comes to like, okay, on the mic kind of stuff, whatever. That's great. Telling a story, coming out, talking trash, promos. Awesome. You can't top some of that. But when it comes to in the ring, it's just kind of, you know.
I think no match better exemplifies that in the past month than Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles.
Yes.
I just think about that match on paper, and everybody was like, they had so many callbacks to their Wrestle Kingdom match, and I'm like, why did you wait until now to do it? I'm like, you had both of these dudes in your company for some of the best years of their careers. And what have they done collectively? Like, no, they haven't had like a bad run or anything, but just that it happened, that it just like, think about how much spectacle Cena got. And then it's like, oh, AJ Styles is retired, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he's retired. He's done, All right, so what do you think about it, Joe?
I want to throw this out there. Joe, do you think AJ Styles is going to TNA? Do you think that's just his last match for WWE?
I think it's just his last match for WWE because he never said he was going to retire. He just said he wasn't going to wrestle. So I think he's going to go to TNA. I think that's where he's going to end his career in TNA because that's basically almost where he started. Because, I mean, that's where most people, like, got to know AJ Styles was TNA.
Well, and in Ace's case, it's a nice throwback because remember when they were first owned by the NWA?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. When they first started, they had you had to pay $10 for each episode, but it was worth it. They had one of my favorite wrestlers was a guy named Sonny Suzuki. Yeah.
I got to give it to Murdoch. If y'all remember him in WWE, he was part of like that hillbilly group or whatever that used to come out and act really stupid. He went to NWA and just exploded. I mean, they took his character, made him more serious. He was champion several times, almost unbeatable. And you got to think about Nick Aldis and all them. Them guys were freaking untouchable over in NWA. I was
secretly hoping they'll start competing because I'm like, Aldis is just there, and this dude's ridiculously talented.
Oh man, yes.
Can we just talk about how and then we can, I want to put a close to this just because I want to jump into high spots as soon as we can, and I can jump in while you guys hold the conversation. But it just like, can we talk about how much of a on-screen GM he is, how a fantastic job he does? Like in the past, like decade, who has been a GM that you actually thought was decent?
Oh man, I mean, Adam Pearce though. You got to make Adam Pearce's hands.
Oh, both of them. No, like I'm saying this GM rotation is my favorite. Like I love Teddy Long and I like Eric Bischoff, but like I feel like I like these guys because they don't take shit. Like I feel like they talk a lot more trash.
They were real world champions. I mean, they have the background to back it up. Like if you jump in their face, they're like, dude, I was a champion. You're still mid card. You're a nobody compared to what I've accomplished in my career. That's the vibe I get from like Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce. They were world champions. They're not worried about these little piss ants.
I always get really funny about it because I just imagine like the few times where Nick Aldis has to raise his voice, and it's like you're reminded how incredibly huge this dude is. You're like, oh right, this guy's actually cut out of marble. Like
exactly. I mean, just chiseled out of stone. When you go back and look at his stuff, you're like, oh my god, this dude's built. He looks better than half the roster on WWE. Now I don't know how he looks now, but I mean, at one time the dude was freaking built like a Greek goddess or god.
No, we got to throw things to DJ money so we can jump into these high spots because I think we got plenty more to talk about when it comes to.
Oh yeah, we do. We had the one supposed to be popping in here from some FWWC news. Where's D1? We don't see him. D1.
Where's my belt ace? I'm still waiting.
We're gonna get on these high spots real quick.
Oh, okay. This is where we're at.
This is where we're at the moment.
Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna hit the randomizer and pull up some stuff here. We got the. I think that's a lot more than 5 minutes. All right. So with that being said here, we are going, speaking of the NWA, well, Jesus, you know what? All right, so high spots with NWA's claims of the NWA World Heavyweight title being the only real world championship. Does this diminish the legacy or prestige of any other promotion's championship?
Hmm.
Oh, well. All right. What's your thoughts on this, Joe?
Um, that's a really, really tough question. I don't really think that it does. I mean, I love the NWA and whatnot, but I don't think it really does anything to any of the other titles. I mean, what do you all think?
As somebody who grew up watching Ric Flair and all them have the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, that being the actual top title at the time when I was growing up, I honestly cannot help but to look at the WWE World Heavyweight title as something completely different. I know they tried to compare it. I know they tried to claim it was the same lineage as the original world title, but unless you're tying in the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, it means absolutely nothing to me, because that's the title that Flair and Rhodes and all them, the real world champion back in the territory days, had. Even before WWF was even, considered a real, competition compared to these guys, you had the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. I believe that that is truly the world title, and I believe that that should be respected and such, to the point where I don't believe any other title should necessarily call it the World Heavyweight Champion. And this is why it's okay to have a brand champion. It's okay to have AEW champion, WWE champion, TNA champion, something like that. But to consider yourself the world heavyweight champion, that means you have to literally be the best in the world. And to hold that title back in the day, that means you were really the world heavyweight champion. That means you went all over the world defending that title against not only other territories, other promotions, other wrestlers, because Ric Flair, he stepped into every promotion. I mean, back in the territory days, kicked their ass and was the real world champion. That's more than any other promotion, any other world title, and all these people can actually claim they've done. So I do believe that should strictly be the World Heavyweight Championship and should hold that honor. But I also think that they should bring it, that should be an opportunity for, say, like WWE or even one of these other promotions to step out there and reach out to NWA. And like they say, open that forbidden door to have these champions face off against each other to have a legit world champion. And you're not going to get a world champion until you actually have one of these guys beat all these other promotions and hold that NWA title. That's my thoughts on that one.
The thing is I understand where you're coming from. My only thing is that it really just comes down to how your championship is presented. I think it's okay to have more than one world heavyweight champion because every wrestling style is different, and I feel like everybody embodies that in their own way, kind of like weight classes in boxing. Mm-hmm. But I also think it's just what you get out of it when it comes to the champions. Because, like, my favorite post that I'll see is they'll show everybody who's holding the world championship at that moment. So it's like you'll see Cody and then Ambrose or Moxley, excuse me. Then you'll see Yota Tsuji and IWGP, and then it's like Matt Riddle and MLW. So it's interesting to see like who is going to be still world heavyweight champion and what we can critique as their reigns being. Yeah. But that's just me.
Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with both of you. You make a good point, Ace. There's, the NWA championship has been held by, some of the greatest wrestlers that you can think of, like Harley Race, Dusty Rhodes. But I also agree with Gabriel. It's okay to have more than just one world heavyweight championship because there's so many different styles and whatnot. So, yeah, absolutely.
I think the world champions should let their work speak for themselves. Like that's my thing. Is I'm like, who actually feels like they're world champ material when they're all holding a belt at the same time?
Yeah, we're fixing to get a different opinion on this as soon as he's situated here. But yeah, like to me, that's just hold on. Let's get this man's opinion on it here real quick. Mr. Dewan, how about it now?
Well, man. Been a minute. What's popping, y'all?
We're doing fantastic, CEO. But I also have a bit of business that we got to take care of, gentlemen. Did we ever play DJ Money?
DJ Money. No,
high spot segment.
we did not, man. That, you know what? That falls on me. I did not.
These are the things where we're lacking, gentlemen. We're working on this.
Yes,
right?
we are working on that.
We're gonna take a moment, but at least we can have Dewan here for this. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mr. Mills, thank you for your time. Let's correct this mistake. We throw it to DJ Money for the high spot segment here in the Wrestle Talk.
All right, let's go to DJ Money, huh?
Mic check, mic check. Yeah. All right. Wrestle Talk Podcast. DJ Money. Yeah. Let's go. Welcome to High Spots, where we pop news like clear chops. We talk shop, coming through the screens of a laptop and non-stop like a runner speakers of blacktop. We hit hard like chair shots and backdrops. Like a clock flash, look like a barely flop. Now that's hard. We up to speed while they stay slow. Wrestle Talk Podcast. Now they know we about to start the show.
Now we can get started here in the Wrestle Talk Podcast.
There you go. So now that we've officially played that and stepped into the high spots, Dewan, have you heard what the high spot is for this one here?
And would you like to be the first to answer our next question?
Fill me in. I just jumped in.
So the NWA still claims that their title is the real only world heavyweight championship in the world. So would that diminish anybody else's brand as far as what their title means to them? And do they still have like a legitimate claim to say that is the best in the world, the best, the actual real world title?
And who would you say out of the current crop of world champions is the world heavyweight champion?
Wow. Sheesh. That's a loaded ass question if you're a true professional wrestling fan.
There you go.
Because you got to take a lot into account. Japan, AAA, AEW, like we're talking about a lot. Then, not only with the NWA, you might want to hit up a couple of indies there, MLW, I believe that the world heavyweight champion is a representative of that brand in that company. So by them being a representative, in my opinion, it's its own entity. So like, I don't think that you can have just one true world heavyweight champion because not every wrestling company has the same swag. Not every wrestling company operates the same. You know what I mean? So to say that NWA is the actual only significant world title, yeah, but what channel NWA come on besides Roku?
That's true.
I'm not saying anything bad against it. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, I hate to say that we are now serving the masters as it relates to social media and attention. It's no longer from back in the day, Ace, when we used to get the pro wrestling magazines back in the early 90s and 80s. It's no longer standing in the middle of Walmart while your mom shops and you sit there reading WWF magazine. You know what I mean? Like, we had to work for the content and we had to work for the things we want to do as a professional wrestling fan. But unfortunately, now that everything's social media driven, everything is so flashy and it's attention is the big currency. Yes, workhorses like NWA and many other territories do amazing things. I wish they had more exposure. I wish we could find more channels that could be on, NWA, all those amazing companies. But as it stands right now, what do you see on TV? CM Punk.
Yeah, that's true. So now, if they did,
hold on. Let's not jump to conclusions here. What are the other world heavyweight champions we can think of? So,
well, I mean, I was going to get
since you're the NWA guy, who's the current NWA world heavyweight champion?
You said,
oh shoot, don't hold me on that one. Anyway, I'm looking at the title, not the wrestler. No, I'm just playing. Right this minute, I know there is a match coming up. I actually had that wrote down earlier. I was going to try to catch it, but I really hadn't been keeping up with it as much. But I've been keeping up with like the claims. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'll catch stuff online. I'll catch different stuff.
Of course. So, okay, I'll throw out a couple names here, and I'll try to keep you guys on the indie side of it. So, for one, I want to keep to the end just because it ties into a certain event yours truly got to cover.
Yeah.
But as far as WWE goes, we have Drew McIntyre and CM Punk as our World Heavyweight Champions.
Mm-hmm.
So for New Japan, we have IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Yota Tsuji. He's one of the Three Musketeers. They call him Gene Blast. You guys need to see his work. This dude is like Jack Sparrow if he was a football player. I don't know how to describe him otherwise. And as far as, oh gosh, what other promote? I mean, AEW, MJF is back on the throne. So like, we got a decent crop of people when it comes to it. And I just want to throw this out there, but you gentlemen familiar with an individual named Killer Cross?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So did you guys think he was coming back to WWE or not?
Absolutely not.
You didn't think he was coming back? What about you, Jones?
Let's make
I was thinking at some point he was going to come back. I was thinking at some point.
Really? Ace, what about you?
I mean, didn't really. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I really didn't pay attention to him a whole lot. I didn't answer that question. Silas Mason, NWA World Champion. I don't know why that. Anyway, so I really didn't miss him when he was gone. Didn't care. He just wasn't somebody I really followed. It wasn't that he's not talented. I liked it. There was some matches I would have loved to seen him in, but once he was gone, didn't miss him.
Well, I can say as somebody who has had the privilege to watch this in person, Killer Cross is your new MLW World Heavyweight Champion after surviving 39 other contestants at Battle Riot 8. Well deserved, in my opinion. And while I'm sure it has disappointed fans that awaited him at the Royal Rumble, it definitely excited fans at Battle Riot 8. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I am very excited to see where this reign takes him. I think he is the perfect person to hold their championship, and I think he's going to be the person to bring MLW into 2026. So as far as my answer when it comes to who's the World Heavyweight Champion, it's Killer Cross. But Dwan, what are your thoughts? Who do you think is on top as far as calling themselves the real World's Heavyweight Champion?
Well, if it comes to attitude and Lord MJF, he can some of the shit. I'm like, whoa, yeesh. That's a little deep there, brother. You know, I don't know if they go over the script or they have a conversation.
You got to have an answer, man. Is it MJF? Is it Punk? Or is it Drew? Because I know you haven't seen New Japan, so.
Well, I ain't gonna say I haven't seen a lot of New Japan, but at the exact same time, in my honest opinion, sheesh. Unfortunately, it's not Drew, just because of how he got freaking buried. I'm like, damn, man. Yeah, you want to see Drew? Ooh, what runs with Drew? Ooh, I'm like, damn, dog, y'all.
Fucking haters, yo. Watch him have the best match at Mania. Watch. I don't mean to say this to jinx it. I'm just saying, watch Roman and CM Punk shit the bed. And then people are gonna be the fucking tribal crybabies can fucking it was actually a good match. No
chemistry. But
anyways.
Oh man. So we're gonna jump on a well, before we get on another one though, you got any FWWC news?
So not a lot of news because and again I'll say this publicly, Ace, thank you for that amazing great tribute last week, man. It was a pleasure to be a part of it. It was a pleasure to be there. So out of respect for Ayla fallen and her memory and unfortunately her passing, we suspended everything, all activities in the FWWC. We suspended the first pay-per-view, which I hate to get off track, but I hate 1 p.m. pay-per-views. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I just don't. Let me stick to one thing, then we'll get to that. So yeah, because of that reason, we suspended all activities. We will resume with the challenge here soon, going into February, because we will be participating in February's premium live events. I need to talk to Haas about what the name of it is. I know I don't want to mess around and screw it up now, but yes, we'll be having matches for that premium live event, because one of the matches that is officially booked and will officially happen is one Nightmare Jones up in that corner there going against the reigning, defending FWWC heavyweight champion, that is Bishop. And yeah, signed, sealed, delivered. Those two will battle for that title. Bishop will be defending against you, Nightmare Jones. And yeah, man, this kind of a blast in the past there, man.
It is. It absolutely positively is. Remember, I didn't want to bring back Nightmare Jones. Bishop wanted Nightmare Jones. I just want you all to remember this. So whatever happens, it's on him, not on me. I've signed the paperwork stating that I am not liable for what happens during that match. That's all I'm going to say.
100%. So as I said, Ace, Gabrielle, our current FWWC Warriors Heart champion. Hopefully the postman is getting that championship.
I
want to get it before the title match.
I definitely got you. That is a whole different subject. Trust me. There's a lot of money tied in that right this minute with the post office. We're having some issues, but trust me, it's a mess. That it looked bad. And like I said, anybody that has gotten with me on anything from Doomed Outfitters, I reach out and apologize right here in front of everybody. If there's been delays in delivery, there's been delays in time to take orders, I've had to put a pause on some of that because I can't even trust my product getting out right this minute. We had a shipment of T-shirts that was supposed to go out a week ago and went to ship them out. And it was T-shirts now. T-shirts, not a big box, not a heavy, anything, T-shirts. Sat there for 4 days before they finally called me and says, "Oh, you need to come back here and pick it up." I'm like, ugh. So I'm going to have to just break down and spend the extra money to go ahead and ship it like, say, FedEx or UPS. And last time I did that was, I believe, like $160 to do it. So it's like, whew. But I'll get it overnight to you, as soon as I get a chance to get that situated to where I know it's not going to be just tossed in the back somewhere and forgotten.
All right.
All good. Sounds like a plan to me. So, Mr. Gabriel Arsene, our heavyweight champion, our Warriors Heart champion, rather, in the FWWC. Like I said, pretty much everything is at a blank slate. I have to start fresh to an extent. There are some individuals that we have to discuss from the FED. Those conversations are happening also. So, again, I'm going to get restructured with the board of directors, and trust me, we're going to get back to work as soon as possible. I promise. But again, thank you to everybody for last week's tribute show. It was very, very unfortunate. Shout out to Oni, Cecil, praying for him, praying for his family, praying for Ayla's family, praying for everybody in that situation, man. Just as we are here in the FWC, we're family first. So wanted to take that time for the family. But we're going to get back and getting grinding, and we're going to make the damn thing happen.
Oh, yeah. And, I know, Gabe, that you're, I'm the number one contender for that title. And I got to throw it out there. I know you're in a hurry to get it, but it's only temporary. As soon as you get your hands on it, it's coming back to me. So don't get too used to it.
Nah, see, that's where you're wrong, Ace, is because I plan on keeping this belt for a very long time. Matter of fact, when I get my hands on it, I plan on defending it the way a world heavyweight champion should. Because I'm glad to say this, I have still not re-signed officially with the FWWC. So I do have a few independent dates leading up to our match. So don't be surprised if the numbers are a little in my favor once I travel the globe with my Warriors Heart Championship.
Ed, you're just keeping it warm. You're just a placeholder.
How is that first Warriors Heart Championship, by the way? Oh, that's right. You never won it.
Who's to blame for that one? It's awfully funny how you bring that up, but you costed me that title because you knew I was going to surpass everything you've done and just outshine you.
Unfortunately, Ace, that's what karma is, my friend. See, it's like I said in my promo years ago. Why Gabriel Arsene? No, it's why Ace. Why'd you do that to yourself? You knew what would happen. You knew what would happen. And
I'll go ahead and throw it out there. I think it's a little bit of jealousy, though. I really do. You saw that I was main eventing with El Mata and fixing to take that title off of him, and you had to stick your nose in there and get it. And what did you do? You weasel your way in. You kiss his little ass until you get a chance to actually take it from somebody else that beat him, and then you wind up going on and having the title from there. If I would have took it, you knew for a fact you stood no chance. Even though we were supposed to be partners at the time, you stood no chance in getting it.
That you know what? I might give you that. I might acquiesce to that, sir. But what I will not say is the fact that you have had every opportunity to cash in your Spartans Heart Championship, and you never did. You know what ended up happening? You let that ego of yours get in your way like it always does. And then
But
what
see,
ended up happening, you lost the championship, both the actual title and the physical belt. And that's a shoot, ladies and gentlemen.
Look what I did with that title before it went missing, though. Thanks to the former champion there. Look what I did to that. I elevated that title to a whole different level.
And that's great for the mid card because that's where you're at right now.
What you talking about?
Unfortunately, I don't know that you're going to break the same. Look, you may be my Assassin Syndicate teammate, brother, but just know that I'm not just going to hand the belt over to you. And, you know, you can ask Moby, you can ask Saint if you can find him. You can ask them what exactly I do as the champion. And the thing is I may have yet to get that de facto win over you, Ace, but we all know that I have long since had your number since that faded Iron Man match that we had that you had to sign us up for WrestleCore, didn't you? I think we can all allude to that. So we could stand here and talk about FWWC all night. You know and I know that we have to talk turkey down the road, okay?
That's it. When it comes down to it,
we'll a bag of popcorn. I just want some popcorn for all this.
Jesus. It's been a minute. So, boys, fellas, ladies and gentlemen of the Wrestle Talk podcast, if you want to see this amazing action, you want to know what in the hell these guys are talking about, tune in every day. Well, what is it, Ace? Do we have the FWC every month, or what's the
once a month? It's once a month, usually the last Thursday of every month.
Awesome. And on top of that, find us on Facebook, the Fantasy Wrestling Worldwide Chapter. That is the FWWC, baby.
That's right. All right, so we want to jump on another high spot here.
Yes,
I'm ready to roll.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh man, that's more than 5 seconds, but so here we go.
I feel like I already know what this question's going to say.
All right. With Roman Reigns officially challenging CM Punk, will we see another reign of the Tribal Chief?
Mr. CEO, I would like for you to open if you would care to.
I would just like to say that Roman is a walking, talking meme because that Roman in the background with that look on his face and CM Punk and the kid, I literally was crying tears. I'm like, holy shit, this is a meme in the making. And already you got Roman in the background with the squinty eyes and CM Punk. Like it's crazy. The shit writes itself. People are going to hate when I say this. I think this is the cheap way out. Only reason I say that is because instead of actually putting effort into guys that are workhorses, like Killer Cross, like, hate to say it, Drew McIntyre, guys that are actually dedicated.
Why do you have to hate to say it with Drew? He's the best.
Guys like AJ Styles, guys like,
LA Knight.
That's a good one.
We go with what we know, and unfortunately, that's how life is. Hate to be too philosophical about it. We go what we're comfortable with. And the WWE knows that in times that are dire and people are calling for Triple H's head, they know what we like. They know what the fans like. And what do the fans like?
Are they ever not? He's been in charge for a while now.
True.
Like, I feel like people are a little too quick to be like, oh.
Yeah, we go with Roman. So everybody knows that people are going to tune in. Everybody knows that people are going to watch. Everybody knows that Roman is going to absolutely destroy CM Punk at WrestleMania. And once again, there'll be more T-shirts. There'll be more money. There'll be more means to keep this machine running. Now, do I take away from Roman's work ethic? Absolutely not. The man had one of the best title reigns, but as it was said in the promo last night, just because you did it longer didn't necessarily mean you did it better. So, in my honest opinion, I didn't think they were going to go Roman and Punk, to be 100% honest with you, because Roman's kind of a free agent. But at the exact same time, now what the fuck about Finn Balor? Do we just get rid of that? You know? Again, not against it. People are going to be throwing up their ones. They're going to spend that money. They're going to be in Vegas. They're going to line up in drones to see Roman Reigns once again for a very impressive 10th WrestleMania main event. I looked that fact up earlier.
But
I do want to. I think there's a lot better storytelling with other people because, again, let's kind of go to the football thing, and I'll be done with it. Since 2015, 2016, there have been 2 consistent teams, with the exception of one, in the Super Bowl. That is the New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. And the entire NFL bitched and moaned for the past 10 years. We don't want to see the Chiefs. The refs are helping the Chiefs. And we don't want to do that. And we want something different. So Mahomes get hurt. The Chiefs are out. Players are done. Everybody else has an opportunity. And what the fuck does the NFL and the AFC do? Let the Patriots right back on in.
Yep.
So I say that shit to say this, damn it. It's the same thing over and over again. Nothing wrong with it, but, you know, we've seen this show before.
Now, I do want to pose a question to you all before I jump into your answers. And that is that, do you guys see the huge vacuum this leaves for WWE, though, once Roman wins the belt?
See the what? Repeat that.
The vacuum. So think about the main event right now in WWE. Name somebody who's held the World Heavyweight Champion in the past decade. Just name a person. Because for one, John Cena, retired. AJ Styles, gone from WWE. Randy Orton, he's okay for now, but he's getting up there. I'm saying. And then it's like, I'm trying to think. Roman, part-timer. CM Punk, injury-prone. Drew is probably the only consistent guy that they've built up that they can hold the championship on. Cody might be retiring. And then it's like, who's left? Like, Rollins is out on injury, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still.
Yeah, he's still out.
Yeah, so it's like, who's left? Who is left to be the main event after those guys are all gone, or they're not?
LA Knight. That is where LA Knight comes in. They should have already pulled the trigger on that. He should have been the one to do so much, and even win the Royal Rumble.
Like the one that Money in the Bank briefcase. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, I don't know that it worked out for Rollins, and that's the problem. Yeah. Is that I'm like, now we have hindsight, and I'm like, I don't think they should have given it to him.
Too predictable. My thing was with the Royal Rumble, it was too predictable. As soon as Roman Reigns come in, you're like, okay, here we go with this stupid crap again. Okay, I personally didn't care for him to start with. I didn't like him in the Shield. I respect what he's done. I do. I respect what he's done. If you're going to place bets on a match, yeah, bet on Roman Reigns. Absolutely love how he's grown as a persona since then. The Tribal Chief has taken off. His mic skills have grown. His in-ring ability, to an extent. But my thing is it's the same thing over and over and over again when it comes to Roman Reigns. My deal is, if you look behind the scenes and if you've noticed a lot of his stuff here lately, I don't think he's going to be in longer. Do I see him winning the world title? Possibly not. And the reason why is you still got Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor in the background. Okay. And Randy Orton. Don't forget Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes heel turn, boom, bam, takes Roman Reigns out. Roman Reigns retires. Let's be honest. If the rumors are true, and he really is sick, he had made it clear last year he don't have much longer left, right, as far as in the business. I don't see Roman Reigns having a title run and trying to make it a lengthy title reign, even if he wins. I see him being cheated out of the belt. I see him retiring and taking some time like he needs to either work on movies or work on his health because, let's be honest, behind the scenes, the man's really not doing too well. We all seen that during his last little run. And even the Usos have dropped hints that it's not going to last much longer. Like, even the Usos are saying it. So with that in consideration, you got a Cody heel turn, right? Or you got a Cody heel turn. You have Randy Orton possibly taking that 15th win off of him. That leads to a whole nother storyline. They've been teasing that forever. And that leaves saying unfinished business between CM Punk and even LA Knight. LA Knight steps in. He's being overlooked at the moment. He wasn't even there for the Royal Rumble type deal. Or he was, but I mean, let's be honest. They really didn't even use him the best they could at the Royal Rumble. Let him take the belt and actually run with it for a while. give it over to LA Knight, man, or even back to Finn Balor. I mean, look what they've done. They screwed him over with the Universal title deal, and then just never even visited that again, but maybe one time. That's it.
To me, that World Heavyweight Championship should be hot potatoed a little bit. And I know that has its own issues, and we can talk about them.
Mhm.
But to me, that belt felt the most interesting when Rollins had it, and every challenger you thought he might lose it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I'm like, I could see AJ Styles winning that. I could see Shinsuke winning that because it's technically the B title. So it's like they don't mind slapping that on people to try something.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where it was the best when it jumped between Gunther, then Jay, then Gunther. And then it's like from there, it's just they kept switching people. And I like how quick it's been. And I hope that that's what they do with some of these potential stars. I think LA deserves it. I think he absolutely... If they could, they should absolutely give it to him in Elimination Chamber, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, that's a safe way to get it off of Punk without him pinning him.
Yeah.
But I don't think Punk's going to defend Elimination Chamber, right?
I don't think so.
He absolutely is.
He is?
No.
Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you might have a point. Yeah. Yeah. It's Punk.
He has defended it way more than Roman Reigns did. Now, the whole entire time Roman Reigns he still hadn't defended as much as CM Punk has.
It also
well, now we got to figure out. So, at Elimination Chamber, we got to figure out a number one contender for the Undisputed and a number one contender for the Women's.
I believe so.
Well, I think the women's is probably going to be Bianca Belair, and for the men's, it's probably either going to be Cody Rhodes or Jacob Fatu, because
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, yeah.
I think it's about time for Randy Orton. I really do. Give him the 15th time. I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? If anybody's going to have that kind of career, and let's be honest, when everything's said and done with him, he will be on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. That man is hands down throughout all these eras that he's been in, has been at the top of his game in every single era and has adapted to every style. He is one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time.
I think my favorite things with people like Randy is that they slow down, but they know how to make that a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of wrestlers can stand to learn that only because it benefits. And I know it's like a lot of it is just your ability and aura, like your natural charisma that people pick up on.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the best wrestlers know how to slow down. Like that's why I appreciate where Ospreay is at, because he slowed down his style. He's not as flippy. He's a lot more strike heavy. And I'm like, one, that keeps the wrestler safe. I'm like, that way they don't need to tear their body up doing shit because they only need to hit 5 moves. To me, nobody does a rope hung DDT better than Randy Orton. I don't care who you are. He has hit that move for a decade, and it hasn't gotten any weaker looking. He looks like he's killing people when he does it. And that's all he has to do. That's Randy Orton.
Then you got guys like Javon Evans who bounces over the effing ring everywhere.
Your boy's bouncy.
He's such a natural athlete. It's not even funny, dude.
Dude, you're going to be paralyzed by your 30. Chill.
So I want to ask,
like
with this vacuum of main event talent, who do you guys think are going to be the standouts? Who do you think is going to be the one to grab the brass ring first in terms of this new generation of wrestlers that have played? Because we got a lot of potential contenders. Obafemi, they're putting a lot of stock into this guy.
Dude, last night, he beat both of the War Raiders by himself.
Man, they wasn't nothing. So yeah, that was awesome.
They were like Odyssey Jones. Who? No. Yep. Oh boy, he's definitely got a presence to him. I mean, like I always compare wrestlers to animals. He's like a lion. He just mauls these dudes. It's not even funny.
They do the right thing with Joe Henry. I'd like to see him like main event. Just throw him out there, man. He was great in TNA. He already had the following. Let's see what he does in WWE in the main event. Just throw him out there.
I'm so glad I'm not alone in the Joe Hendry love, because I swear these guys look at me like I'm crazy when I stand for this guy, and he's fantastic.
He's talented.
Hey, I believe in Joe Hendry.
So, all right, we want to move on to another. We're going to beat a dead horse on this one. We're going to move on to another.
Yep, I'm a dip on this one. Got to go be a dad.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Hey, I know how it is, man.
Appreciate you guys, man. All love.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming. All right, so we are actually right here at the top of the hour. We do not have our guy in to do our snippets of truth, but that does not stop us from what we call this. We're gonna shoot and shout real quick. Because top of the hour, we want to shoot and shout. So, Gabe, what you got? We'll put you on first.
Well, don't we have the intro first?
Oh, the intro. Yeah, you know what, man? I'm so glad you keep bringing up these dang intros.
This is
I'm looking,
I'm
looking dead at them, dude.
player in this game, sir.
I know it. So we will find it. Well, I know it is not. I'm finding it. I'm finding it. Y'all be patient.
You're just drawing more attention to it.
I know it. You know what gets me is I got this freaking high-tech dang laptop, and I have to ask my daughter how to use this dang thing because I'm dumb as hell sometimes, and I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna find it here. I will find it, and it's y'all work with me here. That is part of getting old, and y'all get there one day. So I'm gonna laugh at y'all's ass for trying to figure stuff like this out.
This guy.
I know it. I mean, it is funny. And, actually, I am not seeing it on here, though. So, I see my high spots. I see the randomizer. I see my game show. I got the breaking news. Huh. Help me out here, Joe. Do you see it back there?
I do not.
No, I'm not seeing it either. Somebody didn't
You know what? Then my high spots is that I hate the way this is set up. StreamYard, you need to fix your shit.
Right, dude. That is so frustrating, though. All right.
In all honesty, if I have to have a proper shoot and shout segment, that's not like relevant to the topic at hand.
I know.
It's got to boil down to something really trivial and really stupid. But Nintendo, I love you. I love you to death. Like legit. This is my buddy's Switch, but I don't care. But I love this company to death. They will forever be one of the coolest game companies ever. But I hate you from the bottom of my soul for what you've done to retail video games. $80
Ooh.
for a game cartridge nowadays. And I'm like, that is for Super Mario Kart World. Unless I am shaking hands with Mario himself, a fucking Mario game should not cost that much money. I do not care who you are. And because of that, they're letting other companies say, you can get away with charging your customers this much. So now every fucking game costs this much. I am on the downturn of my sales right now at my job. Please fucking spare me. I want a Nintendo Switch too, but I don't want to default on my mortgage. I swear to God. Take me off screen. I swear.
Oh, get me out of here. Well, there we go. We got you. Huh.
Can we get an Iron Sheik up in here, please? I need some
fucking bullshit.
Right.
Because that's where I'm at. I know this is like the dumbest topic for a 27-year-old to talk about, but like this is ridiculous. Like video games are my hobby, but for the love of God, it's apparently expensive to play them now. Like it's just okay. Get fucked. You don't have money.
Right. All right. So Joe, we're gonna put you on the spot now. Nightmare Jones.
Nightmare Jones. All right. So my shoot and shout goes to fellow WDWA wrestler, the Cake Boss. And why do I have a shoot and shout with the Cake Boss? Why would I have an issue with the Cake Boss? Well, maybe because at the last WDWA show, I was doing my job as a referee. I was trying to stop these two people from fighting in the outside. I understand. I didn't see Cake Boss pinning another person. I didn't see it multiple times. It wasn't my fault. I was busy trying to stop these other people. And he threw me down, and then he flipped me off. So, Cake Boss, my shoot and shout is with you. You put your hands on the referee. How dare you, sir? There you go.
Man, that was intense. And, hey.
Just a how dare you? You don't even like.
How dare he?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like,
there you go, Cake Boss. There you go.
We're gonna reach out to him and have him on the show so he can answer you face to face here soon. So, all right. So,
we have our setup for our next episode.
I'll hear you. All right, my turn. And I'll go ahead and say this right here. Why in the living effing hell do you got to sit there and make stuff so damn complicated when it comes to technology? The fact that my damn 4-year-old grandson can work some of this shit right here, and I can't. That is pure out just embarrassing as hell, because I'm sitting here scrolling through all this stuff. I'm paid out to ask for this damn computer, and I don't even know how to use the thing. And it's really hilarious sometimes, but at the same time, kind of pathetic, because we didn't grow up with that. I didn't even get my first cell phone until I was probably like 21, because they really hadn't come out with a whole lot of them. But anyway, with the technology, stop with the nonsense with the technology. You have kids out here that can work a damn iPhone. They have a whole world full of damn knowledge in their hands, and they have an IQ of fucking 65 because they're too stupid to just look at their phone and look it up. Google's free for everybody. But yet they couldn't tell you who the first president was. They couldn't tell you Abraham Lincoln. They couldn't tell you anything. They couldn't even tell you what the Emancipation Proclamation was. And I'll get my words right in a minute. But yet they could tell you how to work everything on damn TikTok. Stop with the damn technology, people. Grow up. Actually go outside, play, do stuff like we used to do, and get a damn life, and quit doing this number with your phone the whole time. That's my shoot and shout. I see this every damn day. Kids are dumb as hell. And you see it even on the news. Let's be honest, they dumb. And like I say in Doomed Outfitters, we are doomed as a species. If this is what we're giving our future over to, we are fucked, people. Okay, that's just what it is. There you go.
I never get tired of we are doomed as a species.
We're doomed. I'm telling you.
It's a joke that stopped being funny like a year
Go
ago.
outside. Yes, go outside. Put the damn phone down. Go outside.
Go outside. That's what I do for my cousins. I have one who's on the phone all the time during Thanksgiving. I'm about to bring my lockbox with a timer. I'm like, you don't get to touch this thing for an hour.
Man, you know what gets me is, like I said, it's even the tablets. The tablets. My 4-year-old grandson can sit there all day and tell you how to work a damn tablet. And I'm sitting there like, I don't even know how to use my cell phone. You can kiss my ass, little kid. Go away. You know, so I don't know. It comes with age, okay? I'm still working on whatever brain cells I got left. All right. So with that being said, we do want to take the time, being as he is not here, we don't want to get into some prayer requests. And if somebody's got prayer requests, if somebody has something that they want us to pray about, let us know in the comments. We could bring it up real quick. We've had some recent passings in our family, some recent, even amongst the Wrestle Talk podcast. We still want to actually pray for Ayla and her family, and obviously Cecil and everybody. Gabe?
If I can throw at least one out there, it's on behalf of my grandmother. Unfortunately, her sister, she had visited her recently in Puerto Rico because I guess she wasn't doing good health-wise. And unfortunately, she has recently passed. So I would like to throw in a prayer request on behalf of my grandmother. She's been fantastic in letting me stay with her while I'm working my show in Kissimmee for work. So I'm always grateful to have her in my life. And I just wanted to be able to get through this trifling time without her sister being there physically.
Yeah. Mr. Joe, what you got?
The only thing I would have would be for my wife who fell on the ice yesterday and broke her ankle. So pray for a quick heal for her ankle.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, if y'all don't mind, let's bow our heads real quick. Take it to the Lord, and I'll lead this one if you don't mind. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the opportunity for everybody to be able to come together today. Forgive us, obviously, for some of our trespasses during this show. Some of us aren't, quite the representative we probably need to be at times. Lord, we take all these requests that you've heard from all of us, and we ask you just lift them up to you, Lord, and just take care of them. You know our hearts, you know our minds, God. You know what's wrong with every single one of us, Lord. We just ask that you continue to lead us and guide us throughout this week and the rest of this show. We thank you for all your blessings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. So we've covered that part.
That was for you, Big Daddy P.
That's right. Y'all had to look at my bald head there for a second, but I think his has got me tonight. His is a little bit more shiny. Here we go. I don't know. Here, I'll put my hat back on. All right. So what we're gonna let's see. We're gonna jump back over here to some more high spots. I think we got some more. Now, Gabe, you good on some more, or you got to go, or what you got?
I can get you one last one, and then I got to dip for a little bit, but I should be able to swing back around if I can get the certain
all good. Well, still, hey, not a problem, man. The show must go on. You know how they say it. All right, so we're gonna do more than just a. It's always more than 5 seconds because, like I said, I'm a little slow here. So, ew, this is gonna be a good one. Good one, good one. Do 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 do. It's getting there, y'all. Well, I know it's on here. All right. So anyway, the high spot question, and I'll go ahead and ask because I know what it is what do you think of Rusev's latest run? Do you think it's better than what he had in AEW, or do you think it's better now that he's back in the WWE?
You want to start us off, Nightmare Jones?
Sure. It's really, really difficult because I loved Rusev in AEW, and I thought that he had a great run in AEW. And then he came back to the WWE, and I was like, okay, we got the Rusev back. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait. And then they haven't done anything with him at all.
I mean, they made him lose to Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
He's done
Yeah.
plenty of something. It's just not anything of note.
Like I can't say that this run is better than his AEW run, and that kills me because I'm not the biggest AEW fan, but I'm like, I can't say that this run is better than his AEW run. So, I just, I don't know. Hopefully they have something for him, because I don't know.
It doesn't seem like he's in a rush, because it seems like if he had a problem, he wouldn't have stuck around as long as he did.
Yeah. I mean, as long as he's happy with the way things are going, I mean, that's really all that matters, right? I guess.
No, that's
Ace,
I mean, what do you think, Ace?
When has he ever been anything to start with, though? I mean, outside of being halfway popular with the Rusev Day, he really wasn't a big event back then. He didn't have a big following. The Rusev Day was the only reaction he ever really got from the crowd. Okay, he leaves WWE. He gets crickets over in AEW. He comes back to WWE. He might get a few little crickets here and there. Outside of that, Rusev is just Rusev. It doesn't matter where he's at. I don't think he's a top talent. I think he's great as far as his talent, but I think he don't have that if factor. He's never going to be a main event. He never has been. I don't think they're wasting money on him. I don't think the AEW really wasted anything on him. He's just not that guy. He never has been. To me, Rusev Day was the only catchy thing he had going with him, and that's only because he had a really hot chick helping him try to push that. That's it. Outside of that, nobody would have ever paid no mind to him, just like now. That's my thoughts on Rusev.
Nah, see, I can't agree with you categorically like that, because I think he had a little bit more. I agree with you, Ace, in that I don't know if he's as main event as some people might claim he is. But now that we have 2 world titles, I'm like, I don't mind slapping the belt on him. Unfortunately, he's not established now. It'd be like when Sheamus won it if he got it now. Mm-hmm. So it creates this issue of he was booked a lot better in AEW because he avoided losing as much, but also he was TNT champion, and like he got some decent reactions. Him and Eddie Kingston crushed it at Double or Nothing.
Oh yeah,
but it's one of those things where, yeah, I mean, like I don't really know how to comprehend that I was like, okay, let's see where the chips, let's see where the ball drops before we decide if they did it or not. Yeah. And it really seems like they have, dude. 3 minutes? Like he was in the Royal Rumble for 3 minutes.
But what'd you really expect, though? He's Rusev. I mean, was he really going to make it to the end?
And this was the new end Rusev after he got a little bit more exposure on the indies. Like, so I don't know. I'm just like, he should have had more stock, and then it feels like he's leaving with less. And I don't think that's a good thing.
Probably a bigger check, though. I mean, let's be honest. You're going to make more money.
That is the only reason to stick around, which if that's the case, then that's fine. Like my thing is ultimately it boils down to the talent. Like everybody likes to pretend that they care about Akira Tozawa. I'm like, I watch the CWC. I care about him. But everybody's like, dude, he's such a joke. He used to wrestle in Dragon Gate. Now he's doing these Ruffles commercials, and I'm like, dog, you know how fat that check must have been for that 5 seconds that he was just dancing on camera?
Oh yeah.
It's like that's all he had to do. I'm like, you mean to tell me he gets paid $250,000 to dance and not take a bump? I'm like, that is peak pro wrestling. I'm like, if he gets eliminated in 3 minutes and his check is fat, who cares? But from an objective answer, I think his run in AEW is better. And I think he really needs to kind of take inventory of where he's at and then try to apply that, because otherwise he's only going to exemplify that more.
Yeah. What you think there, Joe?
Yeah, like I said, I totally agree with both of you. I feel that his run in AEW was much better than his run is in WWE. Absolutely, 100%.
I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's all about the exposure. I think he's getting more exposure, honestly, with WWE, though. Like, I mean, you got to look at it from, okay, it's not necessarily about the wins or losses, it's about if they put your butt on TV. If they're going to put you on TV, you're getting exposure, you're getting that check. So if you're getting money to go out there and look like a fool, man, go out there and look like a fool. I mean, because it's all about the exposure. You're being seen every single day. Or on every show, might as well. It don't matter if you win or lose. You're being seen. Where you got guys that are amazing talents that probably deserve to be on every show, getting tossed to the back, and they're not. That's kind of my thoughts on that, I reckon. All right, so
and I can definitely understand where you guys are coming from when it comes to that. So while we're in the middle section, and because I'm going to be dipping soon, do you guys mind if I hit the announcements one last time?
Go ahead.
And then like I said, I might swing back towards the end, but just in case I don't, I love you guys. Good night. Always good to see you, FWWC Wrestle Talk Podcast. But let me hit these last announcements, and then you guys can hit the last ones to close out the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, as always, the Wrestle Talk Podcast would like to thank our fantastic sponsors.
All right, so let me get because you can't talk about them if we're not here. Okay, here we go.
As always, Retro Zone Painter's Dream Production. That's head by Big Daddy P. The Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame. Doomed Outfitters, that's accompanied by our one ace over here. Be sure to hit him up if you have any of your commission needs. World Domination Wrestling Alliance, and of course the FWWC, the world's premier fantasy wrestling group. Gentlemen, I will be catching you later.
All right.
All right, take it easy now. All right, so now that we got rid of him, we can get back down to business. No.
Yeah. Right.
All right. And guys that are tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, I keep saying guys, but people's tuning in, y'all overlook some technical difficulties. Like I said, that comes with old age, and I take full responsibility for being kind of goofy on this thing. I'll figure it out one day, and I'll be a pro at this thing if I don't just get my 4-year-old to come over here and do it for me. All right, so we're going to hit that randomizer. We're going to jump to the next subject. Unfortunately, we had some issues with our guest tonight. We do not have a guest. Hey, it's all good, though. The show must go on. There's lots of topics.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to hit that randomizer. We're going to jump to the next one. And as always, that is way more than 5 seconds. We'll get this here. Well, and it's still not popping up. Anywho, all right. So the question is, guys, and I'll just go ahead and ask the question because obviously this thing is not going to pop up like it needs to. That's difficulties on my end. Once again, that's that South Georgia internet. So anyway, the question is, with Diapo shooting back over to AEW, do you see his tag team partner following him? And the question I have on this one right here is, do you think, what's your thoughts on them just giving him literally the title right as he debuted? Like, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think they pulled the trigger too quick? Do you think he's doing the right thing, jumping to AEW? Or do you think it's just one of them deals that where, kind of like Rusev, it doesn't matter what he does. He really wasn't that big of a thing. What's your thoughts?
I like Tommaso Ciampa, But let's be honest, he really didn't do anything in the WWE. Like, I mean, notably, like, I mean, yeah, he won a couple championships, and he had some great tag teams and whatnot. So, and going to AEW, he gets to be wrestle different people and whatnot. I don't necessarily agree with the whole winning the title the first match. I feel that he should have had a couple matches and then maybe gone for the title. But to win the title the first match is like, it just, what does that say to Mark Briscoe, who held that championship, and then this guy comes in the first match that he has, he beats him and takes his title away from him. It's I don't think that Tommaso Ciampa is going to go any further than the championship that he has now. Like, I don't see him as a world champion, but maybe they could surprise me. I think that he could have a good program with MJF, I think, but who knows?
My thoughts on him are kind of like with Rusev, though.
Mhm.
What did you ever really do to make a name for yourself? I mean, you had every opportunity in the world. My thing is the talent is responsible for how they put themselves out there. If the crowd just don't respond to you, they don't respond to you. And it was like that in WWE. The crowd just didn't respond to neither one of them. Let's be honest, him or his tag team partner. I don't know much about the history before WWE. I really didn't follow him. I honestly didn't really know who the guy was until he got in WWE. He goes over to AEW, and honestly, what does that say about AEW if they're so desperate as to sit there and take, let's be honest, a nobody, a reject? And that's kind of the problem I'm having with AEW is they take somebody who couldn't cut it, who got no reaction, that basically fumbled the ball with his career over in WWE. And everybody wants to blame the promotion. Everybody wants to say, oh, they mishandled him. They missed this. No, you are responsible. I understand you're not responsible for how you're booked, but you're responsible with how you handle how you're booked, okay? So if you can't go out there and work the crowd and you can't get over with the crowd, that falls on you. That don't fall on the promotion. So I don't believe that he did the best of his abilities to get over with the crowd. He had tag team title shots. He had a great thing going when he had the tag team titles. He was in some high-profile tag team matches. Outside of that, he's just a tag team guy. He's kind of like the Usos. You split them up, and they're really just not that entertaining. They're really not. I think he's better as a tag team. I think AEW is desperately trying to act like they're to push some kind of narrative in WWE's face and show the world, oh, well, look what we got. WWE dropped the ball with him. We'll take him over here and slap a title on him. You know how pathetic that is? The AEW has to sit there, and 90% of their roster is WWE washed out rejects. And let's be honest, half of the AEW roster is people that was either just basically would or should have retired from WWE or that just didn't cut it. We'll go back to Adam Copeland, Edge. Everybody knows him in WWE's Edge. He comes in, makes a big deal. What did he actually do with his career? Absolutely nothing. I understand supposedly that he's not responsible for how he was booked, but in a way he kind of was. He could have went backstage, talked to Triple H. He had that kind of pull and star power to sit there and say, hey, this is what I want to run. This is what I want to do. Let me do this right here. And then, hey, I'll call it quits. Instead, he gives mediocre matches, knowing that he was injured, knowing that he couldn't be the best of like the level he was in his first run. So what, we got an old washed up version of Edge who put on really boring matches. Then he jumps over to AEW, puts on matches that, let's be honest, that could actually take the man out, like, period. I mean, there's no sense in him taking the risk he's taking.
Yeah.
At this point in your career, is it just desperation or trying to hang on to something that you just don't have anymore? And I think that's what AEW is doing, is they're taking all these guys claiming that, well, we got this star, we got this star. Who cares? They couldn't cut it on the biggest stage, and you're getting a bunch of nobodies. What does that say about your business? And then to take and put a title on them, what does that say about the talent that you have in your business you were supposed to be building up when the first thing somebody from another promotion does is come in and take that title off of them? That makes absolutely no sense. That is an insult to people in the back that are actually dedicated to a sinking ship. You know, I mean, they're jumping out, they're trying to make a name for themselves, and they're getting buried by people from other promotions.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the way I see AEW.
To me, it just, there's a lot of things that doesn't make sense. Like, for instance, you have Bobby Lashley, who has never gone for any singles title in AEW. He's only been a tag team champion and a trios champion.
Mhm.
That's it. That's it. And I'm like, and you had Tommaso Ciampa, who, this is, Bobby Lashley was a former WWE heavyweight champion.
Mhm.
Tommaso Ciampa comes in and he gets a singles title before Bobby Lashley gets a singles title. It just, I don't know, just some
And
things just don't make sense.
even with the Hurt Syndicate, okay, you got, for one, MVP. In his prime, he was good, but MVP was nothing more than a very low-ranking mid-card talent. That's all he ever was. That's all he will ever be considered as far as his wrestling career. He was great, but he was in his prime probably 20 years ago, and he bashes everything about the WWE, but yet he did absolutely nothing to better himself in WWE. And talent like him, a talent like Bobby Lashley, and people that went and jumped ship, they want to put the blame on everybody else. Okay, you are in the biggest promotion in the world. And I know that there's other promotions. I do, but let's be honest. When it comes to wrestling, the big stage is WWE. And if you can't cut it in WWE, that's great. Go to a smaller promotion. Make a name for yourself there. But if you can't even make a name for yourself there, then that says a lot about you and your career. You just didn't have what it takes to begin with. But then when they don't get what they want, they don't have the kind of career and the kind of response they get from the crowd or they want from the crowd, they blame booking. They blame the WWE. Oh, the promotion was biased. They was this, they was that. And you hear a lot of a lot of idiots in the back. They will blame, oh, well, that's how creative booked me to look. No, you had all the opportunity in the world to walk out there and get that crowd like following you. You had every opportunity to work with the people you was in the ring with and actually do better so people paid attention to your matches.
Mhm.
Name one Bobby Lashley match outside of something in TNA that actually stood out in WWE. Not too many of them. TNA, oh my God, I could tell you 5, man. When he wrestled AJ Styles, when he wrestled Kurt Angle, I mean, there was ones that he put on a freaking clinic in TNA. I
Mhm.
loved his run in TNA. I didn't like him in WWE. I thought he was the overly baby faced that shouldn't have been a baby face. And then when they tried to turn him heel, he was the baby face that just couldn't come over as a heel. So
Yeah.
way he was stuck in the middle and it sucked for him, but that's just people couldn't take him seriously. He goes over to AEW, and let's be honest, he comes out once again, has absolutely no response from the crowd. Nobody pays attention to him. Crickets when he comes out. And he expects what from everybody? If you read his stuff, if you catch him on Twitter, you catch all this little nonsense backstage. He's still doing the same thing. And MVP is the same way. Yap, yap, yap. Blame, blame, blame. Well, okay, then start taking responsibility for your career and start taking some kind of accountability for the fact that you just don't have it. And I think part of your success in any business is accepting that your success is not meant to be what somebody else's is. And just because you didn't reach John Cena status, just because you didn't reach Ric Flair status or even whatever, doesn't mean that you was a failure. That just necessarily means that, hey, you gave it the best you could. This is your success story. Accept that and make the best of it instead of trying to blame everybody else because, oh, I could have been the first, I could have been the next Rock. I could have been the next John Cena. Obviously, you couldn't. So that's how I feel about a lot of the stars that jump ship and then turn around and bash it. And I believe, Trump's going to be the same way. I don't believe he really had a whole lot of nice stuff to say about WWE, and I hadn't really caught all of that, just bits and pieces, so I don't want to misquote. But, I mean, he was pretty bitter from the most part, and I don't believe that was WWE's fault, though. I think that fell on him.
Yeah. I mean, I have to agree 100%. I definitely agree. It's what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I don't know. But now the show is called, and I honestly, like I said, y'all, you got to overlook it. I don't see some of this stuff. I know it was loaded earlier, and that's probably something I didn't look at when I was trying to edit. So going on the topic of the show being called The Fallout. So what do you think about the fallout of AJ Styles' retirement? Do you think that was the right time to retire? Do you think it was something that even the right person? I mean, let's be honest. Gunther's on a roll here, like the retiring people, and rumored to retire 3 more major legends in the business. So do you think AJ Styles going out against Gunther was the right move? Do you think he's fully retired? Or do you think this is something that he's just doing so he can have a final run maybe in TNA?
That's a really, really good question. I know that AJ Styles said that in 2026 was going to be his last year. We did not expect it to be in January of 2026. So, he did not take off his gloves or his boots. So I think that he is probably going to go back to TNA and end his career in the promotion that he most people know him from. And I think that he did it in a way that it also puts over Gunther with his whole career killer gimmick that he has going, which I absolutely love. Gunther is getting so much heat right now. It's not even funny. Like it's just, and then what he did to Dragon Lee on Monday night was just, I mean, it was. I
I gotta admit, I loved it. I love that. And outside of say MJF, Gunther is the man. And Gunther's the kind of heel. And I know if Renee was here to argue about it, Renee would tell you that he is partial to, and it makes a lot of sense to an extent. I can't always agree with him, but the classic heel where you didn't have to hit the family, where you didn't have to get personal, that is something that I think Gunther he's mastered right this minute. He might touch a little bit on the dark side. He might step in there and hit a little bit on the personal side. But I also feel that he has done absolutely nothing but just be himself, be genuine. Even the fact that even last night, I mean, come on, man, the heat that he got when AJ Styles' music hit, he comes out and
yeah,
the whole thing. It's hilarious. He says what he means. He knows exactly what he's going to do. He tells you what he's going to do, and then he actually does it. That is rare in a heel these days. That is something, even in MJF, I loved him but they don't actually, the way they book him is, okay, he talks trash, but he don't back it up. You get what I'm saying? Gunther is the heel that he talks trash. He backs it up. And you know that when this man says, hey, I'm fixing to choke you out and end your career, you're done for. You can almost bank on the fact that that's it. So I love it. Do I think that he should have went out against Gunther? Hit miss. I really think his last match only should have been against like John Cena. If you knew you was going out, you knew that was going to be your last deal. You didn't necessarily have to wait until the Royal Rumble. You had an amazing match with John Cena. And I think you could have called it quits then. If that's what you was going to do, you knew he was going to call it quits. Go out against John Cena, and John Cena was fixing to retire too. So I believe that match should have been his retirement match. Doing it at the Rumble, hey, that's his choice. Do I think he's going to go to TNA? I know they're still associated with WWE, so I don't really see that it's necessarily retired from WWE completely because everybody knows they're still associated. I would love to see him go to TNA and end it there. Like just end the whole deal in TNA. Do I think it's the right choice? Not necessarily. Because, I mean, what would be the point? Outside of trying to get some nostalgic standing ovation kind of nonsense. I mean, at this point in your career, hey, look, you've done it. That's great. But now it's just more of an ego stroke. If you jump over in TNA and you're like, oh, hey, this is where I'm going to end my career. Okay, you're only doing it for the reaction. You're not doing it to actually end your career. You're just doing it because hey, this is what the people want. We're going to get some huge reaction. They're going to be nostalgic. Okay, who cares? Just call it quits and go home. You had your retirement match. You lost. Now you're done. And that you want to avoid, and I brought him up earlier, you want to avoid being like Ric Flair. Ric Flair had one of the greatest send-offs ever, and what did he do? Turns around, joins all these other dang promotions, made a joke of himself. Basically, said he wanted to die in the ring, which nobody wants to see.
Yeah.
Who wants to see this man even on a commercial no more? I love Ric Flair. I'm a diehard Ric Flair fan. I grew up watching Ric Flair. I'm a firm believer that if you're going to play the character. That's true. But at the same time, when your character has become a joke, it's time for you to kind of reevaluate your life and just stop doing it. You are not the character Ric Flair. You are a real man that has health problems, that has age on him, that cannot get in the ring anymore, that had one of the greatest send-offs ever, the greatest career ever. Well, I mean, I still believe he still had a better career than John Cena. Just call it quits. He should have been done. AJ at this point, okay, so he gets over in TNA and stuff don't go his way, right? Now what? He gets in TNA and he's made a mockery of his last match. He's made a mockery of the last part of his career. I mean, sometimes it's not all about how you go out. It's just the fact that you was graceful enough to say, hey, it's time. I'm calling it quits. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. 1000%. 100%. I definitely agree. I think that him going to TNA is not necessarily just wanting a reaction. You know, like that is the promotion that most people know him from. Like, so it makes sense why he would want to go to TNA and retire, because you know, why wouldn't he want to go to the promotion where he started it all off at? You know, like, so I kind of see where you coming from, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, why wouldn't he want to do that? You know, so it's just like if somebody were to go to the WWE from AEW and they decided they wanted to retire, and they decided they wanted to go back to AEW to retire in AEW, you know, it kind of makes sense.
It does. And you know what? I have to pull for him for the fact that, you know, he come from right up the road from me. He's a good old Georgia boy, literally born like probably an hour and a half away from where I'm at now, you know. So I got to pull for him as far as what he wants to do in his career. By all means, Georgia's definitely proud to have him come from here. I mean, he's a good old Georgia boy. So would I like to see him in his career the way he wants to? If that's what he wants to do, man, go for it. You get what I mean? But just do it the right way and don't become a joke. Don't become a mockery of, you know, yourself. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, go back to TNA and they make an embarrassment of you, then you've kind of ruined that opportunity. You get what I mean?
I got you. I totally agree.
Oh, man. So we got Will. Got a few minutes here, and we're going to jump over into the quiz show. So I believe that our quiz tonight is actually going, or our game show tonight is going to be me versus you. Now, y'all, I am fed up with this dang quiz show or this little game show thing that we got. I have lost 5 in a row, okay? 5 in a row. I'm trying to tell y'all, my old brain does not work as quick as it used to. I don't know the answer. It took me like a couple of minutes to do it. Now they're going to try to put me up against Nightmare Jones. Now, Nightmare Jones sits there and thinks like a freaking lightning bolt. So now I'm going to be embarrassed again. So before we get into that, though, as far as just in general, what would you like to see like heading forward coming out of, like, say, the Royal Rumble? Because we just talked about like what's coming up with the Elimination Chamber and different stuff like that. So what's coming up and all that?
Oh man, you know this. Gosh, Obafemi, like his Royal Rumble experience was absolutely. They are shooting him to the moon. So I don't know what they're gonna be doing with Obafemi, but I know whatever it is, like they are pushing him to the absolute moon. And then you have the Powerhouse Hobbs that debuted at the Rumble. I look forward to see what he can do in the WWE. I don't know if he's going to go to NXT or if he's going to go to Raw or SmackDown. So I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do on there. And this masked man that attacked Braun Breaker at the beginning of the Rumble, was it Seth Rollins? Is Seth Rollins back, or was it somebody else?
Jake Paul. That's what I think it is. Or Logan Paul. Jake Paul. Logan Paul. I don't know why I said Jake Paul. Logan Paul. That's who I think it is.
You think it was Logan Paul?
I do. I actually think it was Logan Paul. I really do. I think they done that just to stir stuff up. I think it's Logan Paul.
Huh.
Yep.
That would be really, really interesting since he's a part of the division.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, though, look who in that group's trying to get like over more than anybody else. He's already said he's there to go to the top. He's not there to be anybody's lapdog and follower. So why would it even make sense to put him in the division to begin with when he just literally come out and said that he's not there for all that? Think about it. Logan Paul.
Okay.
Right, we're going to jump on this game show real quick. I got something I got to go tend to as far as my maintenance deal. So we're going to jump on the game show, and then we'll try to wrap this up and go from here. So we're going to have Gabe come on real quick.
My question is are you ready to lose your 6th game show challenge?
You know what? I'm ready to set a record. Whether it's losing or winning, I'm going to set me a damn record here. So,
well, I'm glad to hear. All right, I got this set up right. All right, so are we doing the intro?
We're going to do the intro. I got you. played that all night, and I'm telling you. All right,
So welcome to this week's installment of the world famous Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge. Tonight's contest is scheduled for the best 2 out of 3 falls. Our contestants are Ace, the one and only of Doomed Outfitters, and Nightmare Jones. So, gentlemen, you do understand the rules of the competition, correct?
Yes.
If you think you know the answer to the question, just say it. You are not prohibited from saying more than one answer. So do you both understand the rules?
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So tonight's Wrestle Talk podcast is trios. In a few moments, I will give you the name of the 3 wrestlers that made up a tag team. When you think you know what they were called as a tag team, shout out your answer. The first person to answer 2 questions correctly wins tonight's content. All right. So do you guys understand?
Yep.
All right. So your first trio to identify: Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston,
New Day.
Okay, I think he got
Nightmare
there.
Jones is the scorer of the first point. Ace, you're already on the back foot, my friend.
I know it. See,
I'll be honest, that was a pretty easy question.
it was.
All right, so for question 2, we have Edge, Christian,
Rude.
Nightmare Jones has just scored the second pinfall here tonight in the Wrestle Talk Podcast World Famous Game Show Challenge.
Now, I think you're slowing down my mic, so don't come across.
Oh, okay. Blame it on me, right?
Blame it on the mic.
So, Nightmare Jones, I need to ask you, this is one of 2 ways you can approach this. You can either make it for the last fall to pity Ace and see if he can get 1 point on the board, or if you clean sweep him, or you can make it all or nothing to truly crush Ace and say that I got every last question, and when it mattered most, you failed at the hardest. So what do you think, buddy?
You know what? I am a gambling man, so let's go all or nothing, baby.
All righty.
Yeah.
Ace, this could either be the greatest upset or the hardest choke in history.
Okay.
Gentlemen, are you ready for your third question?
Ready.
Yes.
We have Cody Rhodes,
Legacy.
Ted DiBiase.
Legacy.
Oh, you gotta be kidding
Wait, did I
me.
win? Did I damn win? I finally
You gotta
won.
be kidding me.
Did I win?
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe
You gotta be
Ace
kidding
has
me.
broken his 5-person streak. Nightmare Jones giving it all away in the end. Ace scoring the last pinfall, sir. All or nothing. You have finally broken the trend.
I think Ace cheated. I think you 2 are tag team partners, so I don't think that Ace had the final question. Yeah, the whole Wrestle Talk podcast is rigged. It's rigged.
We're down in Georgia. We're gonna have them recount the ballots. That's that. We can't be
We need the victory music though, dude. That's yours.
victory music.
You finally did it.
I know. Here we just.
Wrong one.
Wait. No. See that's where I'm looking at again, and it's not popping up. So that kind of sucks. It's okay. I'll just do my victory dance. Anyway, that was my victory dance. Y'all don't laugh at my victory dance. But,
I laugh at you. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's unnecessary.
So, guys, that has been our show for the Wrestle Talk podcast tonight. Huh?
No, I was just saying, all right.
Oh, yeah. I unfortunately, duty calls. That is the joys of being a maintenance man. And apparently people never know when you tell them, look, you cannot flush this in the toilet. Okay, I'm going to go right back on a rant over here. Stop flushing this shit in the toilet. And they're like, well, I thought it was flushable. Where on any part of that did it say take a Matchbox toy and put it in the toilet and flush it? It's not going to work, people. And then they want to call me up. And it's like, well, and then what gets me, y'all, is they call me literally after they have clogged this thing up to the point where there's like nasty stuff all the way to the top. They don't call me when it first happens. They decide to use the bathroom like 8 more times before they actually call. And I got to go in there and fix that. And I got a weak stomach, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm in there literally. I'm surprised I haven't gotten fired yet because I'll be cussing them folks the whole time I'm in there, plus throwing up. So I'm pretty sure they've seen the worst parts of me, with attitude and all.
Well, I guess we're doing another shooting shot here at the end.
But guys, y'all,
Popcorn.
as always, we are going to have to play our great sponsors. Gabe, if you want to read these out for us real quick.
As always, the Wrestle Talk Podcast would like to thank all of our great sponsors, head by Retro Zone, Painter's Dream Production, Big Daddy P,
The Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame Doomed Outfitters, head by our one and only ace, World Domination Wrestling Alliance, WDWA Elevation. Be sure to catch it with Hardcore Haas. And as always, the FWWC, the world's premier fantasy wrestling. So this has been Gabriel Arsene, Nightmare Jones, and Ace on behalf of the Wrestle Talk podcast saying thank you and good night.
Good night. Peace.
Ended. It should have ended. Did it end the stream? I'm sitting here looking stupid here.